please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Boy! Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the After Hours number 48. Today, a very special one. Is our anniversary, 1 year of After Hours. And I'm your host, Carlos Silva, and I'll be joined by my dear friend, all the way from Kentucky, Collin Kendall.
I hope my dog doesn't bark the whole time, but so far, it's not looking good.
And from Orlando, our buddy, Jason Canapp.
Speaking of dogs barking, when you're in the South and you say my dogs are barking, doesn't that mean your feet hurt? Do your feet hurt, Colin? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I wish that was the case. You need a foot massage.
Just because it's our anniversary, don't expect a foot massage tonight, buddy.
Depends on who's giving it.
Buddies, what a special journey. And I was started with Collin Kendall. And actually a very special idea that he brought in. And do you remember everything that happened to us?
No.
So that's why.
I hope you tell us.
That's why I have something to show to you to refresh. Because I know without this year, everything that happens, our memories get a little bit blurry. But there are a few things that I like to show you to remember. Are you guys ready?
Oh, no.
I guess.
Let's go. The overlay here for you guys to see the options, okay? And I'll send it later on for you guys. Unable to connect.
The key. I have the key for you. I am the key master.
I will try different settings of...
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special announcement.
And we're so excited to share with you this. I'm not going to say the name because they're going to get mad at me if I say the name. But I want to welcome my buddies Carlos and Collin and all of their friends as well.
So tonight's announcement is something just kind of special. This is going to be a show that we're going to start this Thursday officially.
So let's talk Disney. Our show is called After Hours. I would say it is alive, but it's not alive.
It's just sort of alive.
Sometimes you say things, sometimes I'm like, did he just say something profound or did he just say something in Portuguese? and it's not like they're mutually exclusive. It's just...
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, so just remember what your old pal said, son. You've got a friend in me. 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 You've got troubles, and I got them too. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, we can see it through, 'cause you've got a friend in me. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, maybe. But none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's just me and you, boy. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Yeah, you've got a friend in me.
Magic?
Magic.
Why?
He had to pull that right for the end.
My little Doug Henning moment.
Buddies, that's just only two things that I do, two little words that I have to say to you. Thank you. Thank you. It was,
Thank you.
It is,
Thank you,
it
buddy.
is
Keeping
an
us
amazing
together for all
experience.
this.
It's always a good time.
The glue of Carlos kept all the buttons together.
But this is so special. It's so a special day, so special happening that we could not be alone here. So we do have two very special guests. And the first one, well, let me show a video. And then you're gonna another video. Hi, Lisa.
I'm going to hire you to make montages.
You like
Very
that?
careful. Time and dedication went into that on Carlos.
Yes, a lot of love, admiration. It's always good to have the good friends here around us. And then we also have another good friend to be, as he and Lisa were pretty involved in the whole beginning of After Hours. And let me bring another video to introduce our other guest. Hi, Lou, and you came right away. There was no need to adjust the camera.
Well, I heard there was going to be cake, so I had to be here on time. And now I got that great intro. I want to use that music all the time, everywhere.
just blast from a T-shirt with a speaker in it.
Let's talk Disney in our After Hours anniversary. Oh, so good to have you guys here. Such a special day. Actually, our anniversary is officially tomorrow. But then there's something called lunch break that we didn't want to interfere. And
Silly thing.
I blame Jason.
yes.
Okay.
How's everything?
Who are you asking?
Here. There's a lot of us now.
You know what? You know one thing? We have to say hello. It is always the hello time. And now it's Jason dancing. Lou, join us.
I don't think you're going to get him to dance.
So Collin, let's say hello. Who is there?
It's interpreted.
Look, I'm bouncing on Lou's head. I'm like,
Who? let's say hello to Colin is still waiting for that. So let's say hello for John all the way from UK, Amy, Joe Logan, Peter Mino. No Peter, no tuxedos. Doreen is here. Michael Riley, Kelly Lawrence all the way here from Miami. Lisa Getting Island. Gustavo Velasquez is also here. Our buddy David Riccioni. Hi David, how are you? Claire Casarotto all the way from UK. Butch Rosentown, Mark Williams, Susie Bernardo, our good friends are here. I saw also Luigi Alberto from Brazil is here, Laura Sneed. Anyone else?
Yeah, we
Jody
got
Rice,
well, there's
Amy
three other
Huffmaster.
people.
There's a lot of people in here joining us tonight. I'll let Jason have a few.
I want to say hi to Jeremy, of course, and Chrissy, and Michael, and Steven. School's good to see you again. And Lisa, the other Lisa, is here as well. And Kelly Lawrence. Oh, we got to have some more charcuterie together. Melanie Jones is here. Marianne Mears is here. I can't remember all the people you said hi to, but I particularly want to say hello and thank you to our friends in the UK who literally set their alarms
early, I guess.
to be and I think I'm sorry in advance, but thank you. Good to see you guys.
Good to see, yeah. And well, let's get on with the show. And our next segment, it is not new. We're going to talk about something that we really love. Colin, do you know what it is?
Puddles?
Jason?
Mexico?
Could be bath bombs? No. You know, Lisa, now is the time.
Now is the best time.
Let's go. And I forgot to prepare the video. It's Eat It. Let me add Lou here. Okay.
There he is.
Eat It. We're going to talk about food. The whole idea with Eat It is that we're going to pick one menu item from any of the food locations in Walt Disney World, and we're going to shine a light on it and talk about it a little bit. It's not that you're picking your favorite restaurant. It's the menu item. It's the singular thing that you want to talk about a little bit, to show. And we're going to start with our dear friend Lisa. Lisa, what about your Eat It item?
So I had a really hard time picking. Like all week I was trying to figure out which one to pick. But I ended up going with something that I thought would be good for conversation because I know there's some contention about it. And it's the black and white cookies that, no, I'm only kidding. It's
There's no way
You
that's
scare me now.
I've heard that.
You really scare me now because
my item is the filet at Topolino. It's my personal favorite at Topolino. I know there's a lot of argument about that. That's why I picked it. My favorite menu item at Topolino, which is now one of my favorite items, one of my favorite places on property, is the filet. I know Lou's is the rigatoni, which is also great, but I love the filet. It's like if you had a perfectly cooked filet, but it was cooked somehow over a campfire, that's what the filet tastes like. It's so good. And the first time I ever had it, I liked it so much that I think the waiter took pity on me when I finished it, and he brought me another one. I finished that one too.
but
That really happened?
It really happened. Yeah, I was so excited about it, and I guess I just looked really sad after I finished it.
Or really hungry, one or the other.
It's short of to Kumite, which I hope reopens at some point. It's one of my favorite dining experiences on property.
Yes,
I think.
yes, I've been there 3 times, and I cannot recall having the the fillet, and I even cannot recall what I have. I think the last time
What happens when you get
I was
old?
so excited because it was me, Jason, and Marcos, and then we have a long conversation, and then the server was trying to entertain us with different ideas. I cannot recall what I have the last time.
That means you've been just the right number of times, apparently, because you've had everything probably.
Yeah, probably could be.
Except the fillet, apparently.
They have a tomahawk. They have a tomahawk, but it's not a.
bring
It's not
up
a
tomahawk.
It's,
That was
it's a
disappointing
veal
last time.
tomahawk, right? I think it's a veal tomahawk there.
I know that
I haven't
Lou-
had the tomahawk.
Lou-
They have a lot of really good apps too. Like I love the gnocchi, and they have that beet appetizer
Oh, the
that I
beef thing,
love.
yeah, that's like.
And
it's-
the parsnip soup is really, really good. They have a lot of good stuff on that menu. But like for me, it's the fillet.
Lou's favorite there is another thing. I guess if I remember, is a pasta dish or something like that. I cannot read.
Carlos, it's known as the best pasta I've ever eaten in my life. The chicken
Really?
sugo rigatoni is hands down like mind-blowingly good. I love the fillet. It's a wonderful side dish or sort of palate cleanser, but that you can have a little side of fillet. I don't see why not. But yeah, the
I've done
rigatoni,
Stranger Things.
yeah, it's to die for. And
So
about
I
11
the
loaves
fillet
of
with
that
the
bread.
side of rigatoni.
Good plan.
But
There's no
That's why
losers.
I'm a
There's no
perfect
losers
dining
there.
Because I'll just take a bite of your rigatoni, and you can have a little bit of my fillet, and then I'll get
And
another
that-
fillet, and everything will be fine.
I'll take a bite of your rigatoni. I'm just gonna let that one go because
I need to try the
Too easy.
rigatoni next time. But you know, it is a very special place. One thing that surprised me at Topolino is that it is a clean ambiance. It's not so heavy. It is clean, and but it's for me it's one of my favorites now too. Along with the Three Bridges and with Geyser Point and many others, it's one of my
I'm
favorites.
just gonna start naming them all.
Okay, so let's go to Lou's eat it pick of this segment. Let's see. No, sorry, it's not Lou. That's why now it's Lou.
We've upgraded. Luke got prettier.
Like Lisa, I enjoy dressing for dinner, getting a little dolled up, having a little special meal. So I have one word for you, my friends. The funky chicken sandwich at Everglazed is far and away the very best chicken sandwich I've ever had in my entire life.
It's the longest word I've ever heard.
It has Latin origins. Whatever. It's that good. Fight me.
I agree.
I love it. It's simple and delicious, and
Nutritious,
it's healthy because it's chicken.
right?
And it has vegetables on
It
it.
has vegetables on it.
Does that count?
Just like ube is good for you because it's a potato, so it's the best, healthiest donut there.
It's almost a vegetable.
You know, I still need to try it.
You haven't tried it yet?
I haven't either.
No.
And I've walked
No,
by it too.
and
I
I
saw
have
the
to
line,
say
I'm like,
one thing.
Oh, maybe not.
The first week,
That's Lou's fault.
the very first time that Lou mentioned that week was during the hardcore time of my diet. I had a dream about that sandwich. I swear to God, Lou and the sandwich.
Oh, this is an interesting. Tell us more.
No, stop there.
Offline.
But you know
Very
one thing.
different after hours.
Let me
That's the after hour show.
let
Don't worry
me
about
properly adjust the.
That's the after hours OnlyFans page. It's a very,
it. We would not make much money, that's for sure.
Let me adjust properly here. Because
I'm going to move myself so my mouth is right in the
Now
middle of the eating. So-
Very careful. Very careful.
I wanted to adjust the screen to have our guests upstairs.
Upstairs.
Okay, so Collin, you're the next one, and
Yeah, and
I'm
It is
sensing
kind of
a kind of a theme here. You understand?
Okay, I don't understand, so that's good. It's not out of the ordinary though with me. But for me, this is actually one I think I've eaten at this restaurant with at least probably every one of you in this call. But it's the Southern Pig, Polite Pig. It's a simple sandwich. It's their pulled pork, fennel apple slaw, tangy mustard barbecue, and Duke's mayo served with a pickle spear on top. It's one of the simplest but best menu items you can find, not only at Disney Springs, but some of Walt Disney World, especially counter service or quick service, however you want to call it. It's a pretty easy meal to get in. You might have to wait in line for a few minutes. Once you get in there, the food's incredible no matter what you order, but this is kind of my go-to option time and time again. The macaroni and cheese paired with it, always a standout option. And their sauces are really good. So if you don't like the sauce that's on it, you can always choose from the variety. I think there's at least 4 or 5 different ones. And if you really want to make an evening of it, they've got some whiskey and bourbon out on the outside edge. Grab you a seat out there, enjoy the view, enjoy a nice breeze at Disney Springs if it's the right time of year. It's a great option, and it won't break the bank either.
Good.
Love that place.
And I
So
love
good.
that place.
So
I love that place. I'm not when I go to the place, I'm not a kind of the sandwich guy there, and that's the thing that I'm seeing, because there will be another sandwich to show up in the Eat It Tonight, but I'm not a typical sandwich guy. So whenever I go to Polite Pig, I get one of the meat things there, and it's amazing.
I think that's all they offer.
Yes. No, but with no
sprouts.
bread, meat. Yeah, but I really like that place. Okay.
I would say that's all I've got. So you might as well move on. Like,
Also, don't they have gin and tonics on tap there?
I think so.
I never tried
Something
it.
like that. Yeah.
I always tried the beer there. They have a really good selection.
And the
of beer.
bourbon. Can you go back to the bar? Sorry, I'm getting off subject.
No,
Their
go on.
bourbon bar is what they're known for, but they have great mixed drinks too.
Little whistle pig.
Yeah.
I prefer to eat my calories.
Me too.
They're not mutually exclusive.
Where's it delivered? I could get a T-shirt that says that.
You gotta rinse it down with something or wash it down with something. Anyway,
Okay.
is it my turn? You want me
Yes,
to-
your
It
turn.
might be. Well, you're all that's left other than Carlos. So.
So speaking of the meat things, I'm going to take us over to Wine Bar George, a little bit like a block away from Polite Pig, and we're talking about the big board, which I was able to enjoy a couple of times in the past couple of weeks, and it is, I have to say, it's the best charcuterie board on property, I think. Like this is, and don't ask me to tell you what all is there. I mean, Lisa might be able to do a better job than I can. It's too much for me to remember. I get to the second item and I can't remember what they say anymore. But there's pork pate, which is delicious, and there's that cheese that's up there in the top left corner. That's actually not a blue cheese. It's a goat cheese that has what is that? Like it's like a charcoal. Kind of like what do you call that? It's like a charcoal thread of some sort through. I mean, it's amazing. Lisa's cringing. She's like, hey, don't let him explain what this is because it's so bad.
Gonna
It just,
butcher all of
trust me,
So good.
it's delicious. And it's perfect. It's not cheap, but I think in terms of like all the things on the Wine Bar George menu, which are good, you could easily split a big board with another person. And I think it's like $55 ish. For the big board.
Which really, when you compare it to like two at like Dahlia Lounge or something like that, it's not that bad.
No, and look, I love the charcuterie board at Dahlia Lounge, but this blows it away.
It's huge too. Like it's huge. There's a lot. There's a lot on there.
Don't get a little table.
And they keep bringing you like bread and crackers and stuff for it. Like as long as you have meat, they'll keep bringing you bread.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
as compared to the one in Nomad Lounge, how you compare it?
Okay, wait. So Nomad Lounge. Okay, so the charcuterie board at Nomad Lounge is not the charcuterie board that was at Nomad Lounge before the park closure, for one. And to even talk about the current charcuterie board at Nomad Lounge in the same sentence as the big board is not. That's.
But it's just because it's big.
fair. No, it's just.
Yeah, just.
I mean,
I'm just asking. Just asking.
just don't do it.
It's not the size. Whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was saying so many.
It's just not. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the
Okay.
same.
I still want to challenge you with. I would get for you to experience a really good charcuterie board, but let's wait for it.
You keep threatening.
Yeah, I will try that.
You're gonna make him go to that one place where he has
Don't
to go to
take
the
me
wine
to that
bar in the
weird
basement.
basement place. No, we're not going there.
Buddy, so let me the one that I will go in a different route. I'm not different route that we're discussing, but what I usually do, because you know that I'm not a big snack or quick service fan, but actually October 1st last year I was with Jason and with who was with Jason? I think was not
Where were we?
Connor.
Oh,
You're
no,
more
no, not that. I've been through so much therapy to rid my memory of that incident.
Okay, so we went to a Sleepy Hollow, and usually when I go to Sleepy Hollow, I say, well, let's have a funnel cake, but it was lunchtime, and then I said, you know one
That's
thing?
never stopped me before.
Yeah. Then Jason said, no, you have to get the sweet and spicy chicken waffle sandwich. And I got that, but I couldn't have it without. Can you notice in the picture you can see with some mayo punch? Just because
That's the only packet of mayo that
I
was
need
left.
mayo
Trust
there.
me.
I need when you have sandwich, you need mayo. That's one thing that I have. No,
Not on everything.
and it was
Didn't we
amazing.
discover this with the hot dog or something like that? It was something strange that he put mayo on.
No, but okay. Forget about mayo. The mayo was great, but the sandwich itself is amazing. The only thing is that you need to go to a shower right after that because you get sticky and it's a big mess, but it's so delicious. It's really good.
Couldn't touch anything, and I was like, I'm sitting there like a surgeon with my hands in the air, like I can't touch my gimbal. I can't touch. The napkins are sticking to my fingers.
You have
we
to
really
jump the
needed wet
rivers of
naps.
America just to.
I had to take my bottle of water, remember, and pour it over my hands to just
Yes.
try to get the stick.
You should use Carlos's shirt.
And we were on live. We were like live.
Yes, it was that very long live. Yeah,
My phone got so sticky.
but it is amazing. It is amazing. Have you guys ever tried it?
Big fan.
All right.
Big fan.
Yeah.
I think
Without the mayo.
no.
Just don't
you
try
have
to
to try
carry
with the mayo.
with a
Have to
soda
try-
on your tray and a gimbal in your other hand.
You have to try with the mayo. With the mayo, it makes really special.
I'll try. You know what? Next time I will try it with you with the mayo.
Okay, that would
Please
be
don't.
So, and I think Collin was the only one that is not that never tried, but we'll
I
try.
don't think I have tried. I don't remember it if I have.
Okay.
good.
Well, let me get ready for this. Lou, can you help me with one thing? Now is the time.
Now is the best time. Be it a time of joy. I won't freak. It's the best time. Now is the best time.
So let me adjust. I want to adjust properly here.
Uh-oh.
So
Here we go.
here,
Here we go.
and
The
here,
dancing logo.
here, and then here and here. Good. Just properly. Just
Fancy.
Of a lovely lady.
so we're
I feel
going
like Charles Nelson Riley on Hollywood Squares. Hello.
and
I'm glad this is recorded.
Oh no. Wait, we're not live, are we?
No, not yet.
Okay, good.
so the thing now is that we're gonna is our top three, and I know that Peter Mino is watching. He's gonna come up with a meal with a view again because I have to pronounce it properly. But our topic today with our special guests is top 3 wow moments at Walt Disney World. Did I got it right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think?
I hope
At
so.
least that's what you told the rest of us.
The top 3 wow moments in Walt Disney World is fairly, could be personal. I think Lisa asked me, you know, it's supposed to be something really specific. It could be personal. It's wide open. It's up to you guys. And let's start with Lisa. So Lisa, do you remember the sequence?
I do. I wrote it down.
Unlike me.
Yeah, because we're starting to get used with Collin that always forgets.
Always.
So Lisa,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
you're number 3.
So Carlos set the order of mine, not me, but that's fine.
No, I ordered the way that you send it. So
So I really like this homework because it was like I was trying to think of things that give me that seized up feeling inside when I'm at Disney. And so my first one is going to be surprised to absolutely no one. And again, Carlos set my order. But my number 3 is on the screen. It's Illuminations. So not just Illuminations. So I was trying to decide whether it was that first the first firework overhead, but I didn't go with that. I went with the one that gets me every time, and it was the one time. It was the moment where I really lost it during the last show, when I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to see this again. It's the moment during We Go On where the countries start to light up.
yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's the music is doing everything, and they start flashing across from each other and dancing, and that it's, again, it could have easily been my number 1, and in my head it's my number 1, but yeah, it's the moment during We Go On where the music is in sync exactly with the country is starting to light up, and it's da da da, and they all light up together. That's my number 1 all time heart seized up moment at Disney, and I lost it. God, in the last show I lost it during that because I was like, oh my God, because up until then I was focused on making sure that certain people next to me were okay.
It wasn't me this time.
It was not you. We all know who it was. And her initials are TSD. But
probably here.
Very focused on her and her well-being. And it was helping to hold me together because I wasn't focused on myself. But that started, and I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to see this again. And that was hard. But that's my big wow.
Yeah, it is. And I think it is a wow for most people that visit Disney World. And it was that last Illuminations was special. Was difficult. Lou, let's go to your number 3. Just let me change here. Yes.
Okay. Come closer.
I'm
Let
scared.
me explain for you. Close your eyes. The very first time you put that rigatoni in your mouth. That was not on my... I don't think I actually wrote that to you. Sorry. Let me go back to the list I did send you.
That's a different list.
I need some water, please. I am a simple man, a simpleton, and a simple man. I'm also a nostalgic, and when I thought about this list, I did not think about it from a subjective level to a certain degree, but more of an objective one. And maybe to a certain degree it is subjective because this is a wow moment for me because I enjoy the fact that it's a wow moment for so many guests, especially when they see this for the first time. And it's when you see Tinkerbell fly from the castle to Tomorrowland. You can hear the gasps of air and sort of the air come out of the room as adults and children alike, especially when they don't know that it's coming. It is this wonderful surprise and delight moment, and we all we suspend our disbelief for 10 seconds as we watch her fly from the castle. I like watching her almost as much as I like watching the reaction of guests around me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the rigatoni. Let me just get back to that for a second.
Gotta go back to that for a second.
But
I need an intervention here.
But you know what happened? What happened to me once? We were actually, I don't know, I cannot remember which was the show. If it was already, I think it was Wishes, and we were at the hub waiting for Cinderella and for the show, and then suddenly I heard the reaction. The show was not started yet, so I heard reaction of people, whoa, and pointing. And actually, by that time, it was actually the space shuttle being, launched, and everybody in the hub was screaming, showing, pointing, and they were pointing in the direction of usually where Tinkerbell is flying. So I thought, wow, what a different Tinkerbell! It was, it was the space shuttle. I cannot.
It's just a rocket.
Yeah. Things that you have in Orlando. Yep.
True.
Who's going to be the next one? Collin?
Sure, might as well.
Okay.
So my first one on the list is one that some people probably have never seen, which is kind of odd to think about because for us it's kind of a family tradition almost every single year, is to show up at Walt Disney World at Christmas, but particularly Fantasyland at Christmas, back behind the castle area. And I know the Dream Lights are no longer there, but when they were, it was something that, for so many of us, it kind of sparked a memory. It was a simple item. It was something that you could go back behind the castle at night, and it was just quiet once guests started to filter out of the park, and it was very much a different atmosphere even than what the projections were in previous years. The spotlights are great, but there's a simplicity and an enjoyment factor to seeing that the Dream Lights right there behind the carousel. And for so many, if you can catch the right moment, it really is just a beautiful thing to be a part of. And if you've been to the parks around the holidays, just an amazing experience for you to create memories with your family. And I know all of us kind of get that time and time again, but we often fail to realize that a lot of people may have never seen that, or they never know what to expect. And hearing those stories from guests that have come back from holiday trips is some of the best things that I get to hear year round. It's like, oh, I remember when I went at Christmas. I remember this, and I remember this, or remember all these little details that you don't get to see the rest of the year. So for me, this one's always really high on my list because it's one of the things I recommend people do time and time again every single year. If they've never done it, it's something you have to do. I know it's cost prohibitive for some because December tends to be pretty pricey for resort reservations, but if you can make it happen, definitely try to make it happen. It's well worth it.
Great, and a great picture.
Thank you.
Collin Kendall's moment there.
Simple, but it works.
Trademark.
Yep.
Exactly. Need that on the t-shirt.
Jason, me or you?
Oh, it's up to you. I'll defer to you if you like, whatever.
Okay, so it's Jason.
Okay. So
Go right
I
back.
think so. So I think we have a video of this. It's not, but it's not very good for a reason. It's because it caught me completely by surprise. This is July 4th, Independence Day here in the States, in 2019, and I found this like the perfect spot down in Frontierland, out on the little boat dock, which used to be the smoking area down in Frontierland, and and
Sorry.
it's okay.
It
And then
is.
this happened. This is the finale part. But then what happens is the fireworks. Well, you'll see. You'll see.
And your top
Now
three
I know
was
Lisa and Lou are
presented.
like, oh yeah, fireworks and then all the fireworks. But this is the first time I ever experienced the fireworks in the round.
Yep.
Like where the fireworks are shot and it's all like 360 around the perimeter of the park in the Magic Kingdom. And I mean, I was like, that was one of those moments where you just become a child, like almost literally a child again, where you're like, my jaw's dropping. I can't even control the camera. I'm like, I can't possibly see everything. It's so amazing. And if you have that opportunity to experience fireworks, which we'll get back to again soon enough, we will.
I miss fireworks.
Jason, your
I was
video.
like, you think that's a wow moment? Think about the first time we see fireworks again in the park, and just everybody's gonna lose it.
Dude, no, you don't understand. Like now, when I'm home, because I'm not as close to the parks as you guys, but I'm close enough. And now every time I hear just like thunder, I spring from my chair. I run outside. I'm like,
when I hear gunshots out the street,
I start texting people. Lisa will say, like, are there fireworks? Do you hear fireworks? Like, run outside. Go outside. Check it out. Yeah. But that's the thing. It's just important to remember, if you are there for a busy holiday in the future, and there's going to be fireworks, you don't have to crowd into the hub. You don't have to crowd into Main Street. There's so many really great spots to watch the fireworks, and you'll get this unique experience if you choose to be just sort of off the beaten path. And it's really enjoyable when you can actually spread out and not be squished.
I'm never going to be able to see that again without getting that mental image of Jason with his phone above his head, spinning in circles like a toddler as quickly as he can.
The video.
I see why he uses a gimbal. Let's just put it that way.
The video was
like the
sponsored by
example of why I say to
Dramamine.
put your phone away during the peripheral, like the
Exactly.
You're not going to like get the full effect.
But I was able to use it now.
And
she's like, and yeah, we'll talk later about whether you should have or not.
Jason's out there with his iPad Pro going like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brightness all the way up.
That's what I'm picturing.
Sir, can you take that kid down off your shoulders, please? I'm trying to film here.
Okay, so
was that you?
Let me go to my and my number 3. It is, I was playing something that Collin always tried to, to make fun of it.
No.
And
don't expect it to stop.
And I will pay my respect to the tour guides of the Brazilian tours.
Oh.
And I would say one thing. This was actually my first Disney Parks wow moment. The first time that I got to Disney was in 1980. When we got to the park, to the Magic Kingdom, the tour guide said to us, "We're not going to stop. We're going to walk down Main Street, USA. You're just going to see a glimpse of the castle. You're going to wave bye-bye, but then we're going to straight to Adventureland." And he took us there. And the very first thing we did in the park was Pirates of the Caribbean. And for someone that never experienced any Disney attraction or was never been in the Disney park, to start with that attraction, it is something that I cannot forget. The whole experience of getting into the queue and then getting to the boats and everything. I still can remember every single thing. All the ones that were next to me there, and it was amazing. So it was wow. And for many years, what I used to do was, the very first thing that I used to go when I was in Magic Kingdom was to go straight to Pirates of the Caribbean, because it was always a good start. And
you know who else does that?
Who?
Our friend of the show, Zach Brown, does that.
Oh, really?
It's like a family tradition for them. Yeah, they go into the park and the first thing they go to is Pirates.
And
that's cool.
So I still remember that, and the whole thing that we discussed with Lisa in episode 2 was the smell, the musky, the water smell, and then everything that we have there. Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. And I still, and even exiting the attraction, everything was great. So that was my first wow moment, and I needed to bring that. That was great.
I have one question though.
Okay.
Did they let you carry the flag?
Buddy, do you know there is a good reason for that flag?
So they don't get lost?
Yes. You follow them.
Exactly.
You follow
Still
them.
fun with flags.
You follow him in the middle of the crowd. That is always one that is going to be a little bit behind. So you just look to that flag and you go after that. Makes sense.
I just hope you get to carry it.
Lisa, let's go to your number 2.
So mine is really similar to yours, Carlos. It was the first time I was ever waiting for the monorail, and a Brazilian tour group started chanting and singing, and I was
we were so well behaved. We were totally different. I tell you that
I was taken aback.
different. I actually, my parents were with me. They were with me, so everybody behaved really, really well.
No, my number 2 is a little more off the beaten path, but it's one that you can still see, and it is the ending of the American Adventure. When Golden's Dream is like soaring, and you see like the montage of people that they've, in recent years changed, and like Walt's a part of that. And then the curtains start to rise on either side of the theater, and you see the 12 spirits of America, represented by, various characters on either side of you, and the Golden Dream is soaring. And it's like that patriotic moment. I love it. That's my number 2.
That is so moving, because even when you're experiencing that with someone that is not American, everybody gets that feel, that dance thing about the attraction is perfect. It's amazing.
And if you've ever had a chance to do the back, I think it's still called Backstage Magic Tour. It's like a 7-hour tour. They actually take you backstage and underneath the stage of American Adventure. It does not spoil the magic, but it is a technological marvel how that show is put together behind and under that stage.
Really? Yeah, that's one thing that I hope that, I don't know if the tours are back already. No, I don't think so.
I don't think yet.
Yeah.
Should be soon, though.
Yep. Lou, you're number 2.
So, again, I'm going to go with something that is simple and obvious, but still to this day, having ridden it again for the first time in a long time the other night, I still have wow moments when I see the simple technology and the majesty that is the ballroom of the Haunted Mansion. It is iconic. It is quintessential Disney. It is an example of Imagineering at its finest, and technology that still holds up 5 decades plus later. I still marvel at it, even though you sort of peek behind the curtain and know how it's done. Always a wow moment for me.
I think that even when you find out the whole secret behind it, I think it enhanced it even more. For me, it was, even knowing that for me was because you always try to pay attention and to figure it out when you had that. So I loved it. And is it
the Marceline the Magic Tour that either gives you a shot? There's like it's not guaranteed, but every once in a while you get that opportunity to go backstage by the ballroom.
I know they gave tours to cast members years ago, where they took that they walked the Haunted Mansion, and I never wanted to be a cast member as much as I did when I heard some friends do that tour.
Yeah, I think it's the Marceline the Magic Tour that will take you. They don't guarantee it, but at the end of it or close to the end of it, you get to go sort of onto the floor behind that scene. Yeah,
I've walked the rest of that attraction, but not that scene. I was evac'd off of it once.
Yeah.
I never had that situation of evac Haunted Mansion. I always.
It's really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never.
You will never look at it the same way again.
Actually, the only one that I needed to evac was actually Small World.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet that was
I
interesting.
want to hear about that.
No,
other day.
yeah.
Exactly. 3 hours of that before they get you off.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. We evac after 50 minutes, stopped in the middle of the Small World with the song on. it was almost like, I will never
It's a
forget.
great song, but it never ends.
Colin, is your number 2?
Yeah, so my number 2 is probably the most obscure on my list, and I'd be remiss if I didn't put something on here from Wilderness Lodge, because I am who I am, and that's kind of my home in an odd way. But for me, it's kind of an odd one. It's actually the dock at Wilderness Lodge. And I've talked about this briefly on the show before, but at night when you get back from the parks, very late at night or very early in the morning, depending on how late they're open or how early you want to start your day, when it's dark and when it's quiet at the dock at Wilderness Lodge, it is one of those experiences where you don't feel like you're anywhere near an amusement park. It doesn't feel like you're on Disney property. It doesn't feel like you're at Epcot. It doesn't feel like anything in particular. But for a second, you can be so far from kind of reality for a few moments that it's kind of a staggering experience, because you can stand there and you can look off, you can see the stars, because for some reason they show up almost every night over at Wilderness Lodge. And from the flicker of the lanterns to just the atmosphere, if you took this picture and posted it on the internet, didn't tell anybody where it was from, they'd have no idea it was a 10-minute boat ride from Magic Kingdom. And for me, that's always stood out, not only about that resort, but as a moment that if you're staying there, you look at it and you're like, okay, that kind of stopped me for a second. That made me pause. It made me think about why I'm here, what the experience is, and that I can't really get the same experience anywhere else. So that always ends up high on my list.
Walk into the lodge at Christmas.
It's amazing.
And see,
amazing.
And then you walk over and you take a bite of the bison burger.
I was thought you were going to say rigatoni. For
And I was expecting the rigatoni. Oh, they have rigatoni there. But Colin, it was funny because you sent the list, and then I saw number 2, the dock of the Wilderness Lodge. Say, it finally happened.
It's obscure, but you'll figure it out. It's
He
okay.
went totally out. So, but then you sent.
I had to get creative. I figured somebody take some softballs.
You
off
sent
them.
the picture, then I got it right away. So yes, and it's a very special place, and it's it was a wow moment for me too, but I couldn't remember. But it is great. Okay, Jason.
Yes. So this next one is a wow moment for sure, but it's a very personal wow moment. And it's a wow moment that will never happen again. But it was a wow in terms of just another example of the magic, just the serendipitous magic that happens because of cast members in Walt Disney World. This was about 10 years ago, maybe probably. Oh no, more than that, more than 10 years. Well, you'll see.
Four. Minnie's here.
All the way, guys. You guys have Christmas cards?
I do.
So 2 by 2.
Thank you.
Minnie and Ariel come in. Awesome. Slide all the way down, guys. Slide all the way down and around.
Sorry.
So we had been waiting in line for the meet and greet, waiting. We were waiting a long time. And the door opens. We were the first ones, right at the door to go back. The door opens.
I think that's how doors work.
And hold on. And Mickey Mouse, literally, Mickey Mouse is standing right there. The door opens and Mickey Mouse is there. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got kids. That's right. I've got kids, too. But I'm freaking out. And I'm like, where's my camera? Where's my camera? And then Mickey takes Henry's hand and escorts him back to the room. I was just come on. They didn't have to do that, right? They could just say the cast member comes over and says, come on back, see Mickey. But it's just incredible. And that's just one example. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just one example of just the special things that cast members and Mickey do every day to make it just so magical for us.
That it remembers one of the first times I've been Magic Kingdom. Remember the time that characters used to roam without an assistant, and
In
sometimes
Disneyland?
yeah, no, like Disneyland, you have to see that. You could see that happen in Magic Kingdom too. And I remember once, you know where you have the fountain next to the castle, almost that walkway that goes to the Sleepy Hollow. There was a Mickey there. There was a Mickey, a quiet Mickey, and I thought that was a statue because he was quiet, no one around, no line, not everything.
That was a statue.
Mickey's just
Carlos.
standing there?
Mickey was standing there alone, and then I went next to him, and then suddenly the statue just put his arm like that. It scared me really, really, was really bad. But it was
wasn't a
one of the
fever
most
dream or
amazing
something?
pictures with Mickey because no one was around.
How much did you had to drink that
So
day?
weird.
No, but it happened. It was like 81. You know, it's like they were used to run freely.
That's really cool. Yeah. That's
Lou,
great.
help me there.
Let me get back to the rigatoni really quick. Let me help you out. Get back to the rigatoni.
Okay. Well, let me go to my number. My number 2. It is a pretty recent one, and actually, it's not that is. I would say that it happened the first time not at Disney World. It happened in Disneyland, but I know that as in Disney World we have something that is exactly the same thing. So I will say that is the same wow moment, and was not only wow, was like a cry like a little girl moment that I had.
The
And-
usual.
No, but it was live on a video. So it was when I saw the first time the Millennium Falcon at Galaxy's Edge, and when you turn that corner and you face it, and it was wow, and wow, I'm gonna cry. And it's really powerful. It is probably it's only powerful or mostly powerful to a generation like mine, or to I would say that mine, including Lou and Jason. Collin and Lisa are from probably they get it, but for us it's like getting back to 10-year-old Carlos. So that for me was was the moment that almost like feeling family, home, friends all together in that scene. So for me it was really a powerful wow moment when I saw.
You think back to when you were a kid and you're holding that one, that front landing gear that kind of also served as a grip, and you're flying around your
That's
your
why they're all snapped
basement
off.
with that thing, and it was so heavy, but you're like flying it around. To be able to walk and see that life size in front, God, can you imagine like being a 7, 8-year-old and then experiencing that? It's incredible. And I did see men weeping when the first time we were there. I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, Lou, but
I own it. I'm fine with it.
It's
And,
incredible.
Story
It's
of my life
powerful.
right there.
and the whole relationship with Star Wars it was so intense for us that time, and even in Brazil was different because usually in the 70s and even a part of the 80s the movies were start here in US and only 4 or 5 months later in Brazil. So you had that time that you're waiting for that, because then there were comic books and things like that, news about that movie, and that expectation building up. So I vividly remember the time that I went to see the first time I went to see Star Wars, and it's the expectation that was all the expectation behind that. So it's so seeing the Millennium Falcon was pretty intense. I think that a lot of people understand that. Okay, everybody okay? So a bit quiet.
We're all good.
Yeah.
On with
Still
the show. Everybody pretty?
Yes. Lisa, you're number 1.
It's a tough one to follow. So I think like there's a certain version of this for everyone probably, and like the first one that you see is probably the one that means the most to you. Like, you know, for us, for example, it was Wishes, but now for people who are going for the first time now, it's, you know, Happily Ever After, or whatever follows Illuminations, and I'm sure it's so much of it is just that it was like my first time seeing something like this. But for me, my number one, and I'm actually glad you put the Minnesota, Carlos, because this one is really special, is Celebrate the Magic. Granted, it's the first time I ever saw castle projections. I hadn't been to Disney for a while, and we came on a really special trip many years ago now as a family. And I remember we like stood there and we were like waiting for the fireworks and to watch the show. And back then there was still the parade, may it rest in peace, which easily could have been on my list. But I just remember like standing there on the hub, and we had held this spot for so long, and I had no idea it was coming. I didn't know anything about it. Like I just knew we were like waiting for fireworks because I didn't know anything about Disney at that point, like, you know, beyond regular tourist. And we were standing there and just waiting for the fireworks, and all of a sudden this show starts on the castle, and like the castle just became something else. And Celebrate the Magic, and I know there's been so many other versions of castle projections since then, and I'm sure like they're grander now, and like the technology keeps getting better and better. But there's just something about how much heart Celebrate the Magic had, and how beautiful it was, and Walt had such a big part of it. Like you saw Walt's face on the castle, and it all started with a mouse, and flipping through the book and seeing him in his original form, Mickey, I mean. And I just remember like standing there, and I talk a lot about other elements of that first trip back, because it was so important in so many different ways. But I just remember like standing there and staring up at the castle and watching Celebrate the Magic. And it was like the first time, it was early on in the trip, of course, because we were in Magic Kingdom early on, but it was the first time in so long that I just felt total awe. And I think it was like the first moment that I was back at Disney and I thought like, wow, this place is magic. Like, this is wild. Like the castle just became something else, like right in front of my eyes. And like I said, I know if somebody else saw some other version of projections for the very first time now, I'm sure that they'd have just as many wonderful things to say. But to me, like, even though the technology has gotten better and they're grander and like different in so many different ways, and they've done so many different things, like Celebrate the Magic just had so much heart. And Walt was such a big part of it. Yeah, that's like probably in adulthood, that's probably my biggest wow moment that I've experienced in the parks.
That one is the hard one to follow. And then it's up to Lou to do that.
So our love of the Disney parks has nothing to do with attractions and shows, forgive me, boathouse, restaurants, resorts, any of that, right? And this is actually a perfect follow-up to what you're talking about, Lisa, because the thing that Disney sells us is the emotional experience. It has the brand loyalty that this company does because of the way it makes us feel. Right, that's what we're talking about. These wow moments are about things that it makes us feel. Disney movies, Disney parks, about the way that we make us feel. And there are moments over time in the Disney parks that we've all had these wow moments. And, you know, in sort of a brief history, the first time you ride on Peter Pan's flight, whether it was in 1956 or, you know, the first time you rode it in the 70s in Walt Disney World, you've got that sensation of flying over London. And then decades later, you ride Soarin', and you get this physical sensation of actually taking flight. But I will tell you that I wept like a child, and I still continue to do, because the first time that I felt like I flew was when I rode on the back of a Banshee for the first time and rode Flight of Passage. And that still remains a wow moment among many technological marvels that we experience in the parks, whether it be Rise of the Resistance or whatever else. That feeling of flight that you get is a wow moment and a feeling that I have never had anywhere else.
Yep. And
the smells.
no, and not only that. You know what's another wow moment in that experience, in that attraction? Whenever you look to your side and you can see the faces of the people's reaction to the attraction there. So there's something.
Don't do that on your first flight, though.
No. Yeah, but even in the first flight, I did that because I was trying to take a look to my kids and things like that, and you see the people's reaction in that attraction. It is amazing. It's great, and it's a really Lou, when Lou got that in the list, I said, "Well, we're good. We couldn't miss that one. That is pretty important."
That's why I sent my list in fast, because I didn't want anybody to
Yes,
take it.
you did.
Usually what
You were the first one. It was the first one. And before we continue, I just want to give a shout out to Carlene Rhodes. Carlene is watching us from San Jose because she's there to celebrate her dad's 91st birthday. So happy birthday to him, Carlene, and we're happy that you're with us here now. Also, our buddy Eric Pontodio, he was our guest last week, and he's showing up here. And Susie and all the Mark Jones, Ben finally woke up.
I think they called him.
Yeah. Okay, Collin, you're number one.
Yeah, so when I tend to think of Magic Kingdom, and I know many people would automatically think of that castle moment. You see the castle the first time, but for me, it's actually a little bit different. And over the years, it's always been kind of seen the partner statue, which is kind of odd, but at the same time, to me, that holds more memories for families than just about anything in any Disney park. It doesn't matter if it's West Coast, doesn't matter if it's East Coast. Everybody has a picture in front of the partner statue. But as the sun sets in the park, the way that, no matter, again, same way in Disneyland, same way in Disney World, when the sun sets in the park, it dips just below the trees enough that you can get a little cast of light on the partner statue. And for me, and I know for many of us here, it's a statue at the end of the day, but it's also an indicator of a place and a vision that somebody had that has brought so much joy to so many lives. And for me, that's something I always try to remember when I'm leaving the parks. It's almost similar to the lamp that you see on Main Street USA. But at the same time, you always know that there was a plan with Walt, and you knew that there was always going to be that sentimental aspect of things that I've always kind of grown to love over the years. And it's important to me to kind of bring that to the table because for so many of us, there's stories that would have never happened if the idea would have never unfolded. I mean, we all sit around a table, but there's 5 of us that do this kind of off and on for a living, or many of us for a living, and that wouldn't be possible without that. And it's hard to walk out of a park or walk into a park without at least thinking that or crossing my head for a minute, because it's something we can all relate to. How many people do you know that went to Walt Disney World and didn't take a picture in front of the partner statue? It's a connecting factor for so many Disney fans, so it had to be on my list.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to be really embarrassed coming in with corn dog next. So I'm gonna...
and an amazing picture too, Collin.
It's a great picture.
Yes.
And from the side.
Ironically, that one got passed around inside Disney for a while, but I never heard much more after that. I've just heard rumblings, so we'll see what that becomes at some point.
Beautiful.
Yes. Jason.
Okay.
Let's go to number one.
Number one. This. I don't know. This may surprise some people. It's not Mexico, I promise, and it's not Impressions. It's something you can't experience anymore, and it's the. For me, I mean, it was always a wow moment, but this and the video that I have to share with you is of my very first experience of the Osborne lights in Hollywood Studios. And I happened to, I just stumbled upon it. This is way back when, I didn't know anything other than what Lou fed me, which was mostly rigatoni. But that's for another.
I was waiting for him to say it.
And I just had, and I knew about them, but I'd never seen them, and so I'm kind of like, where are they? I don't know, they're around here somewhere. And you turn the corner and you're like,
There they are.
oh my goodness. And this is that moment. This is literally like seconds after that moment. And you'll see it's incredible.
Are they? Yeah. It's like foam, like soap.
Especially.
I got really teary and when I found this on my phone, this video, I forgot that I had it, and there's some. It's not just the lights and this and what do you call this Snope, that music, the Christmas canon, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, like the whole thing, like it just grabbed me. Just sort of grabbed me and it's like Walt reaching down from heaven giving like a giant Christmas hug. Like that is what it feels like. And to be able to experience that for the first time, as an adult who if you go to Disney a lot, you don't get to experience that many things for the first time, certainly some things that are that big and profound. And to be able to experience that for the first time with your kids, their first time, and that's incredible. And we were with friends of ours, like one of my best friends, and they're Jewish, and so but they love celebrating Christmas with us, and so for them it was like they just thought this is just normal. I'm like, they were having a great time and everything, but it's like no, you don't understand. Like, I've never experienced this before. Like, oh, really? You haven't seen this before? No.
It's a typical Shabbos.
That made me way sadder. Like, I'm on the verge of tears. Like, that made me way sadder than I expected.
It's incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
There are very few things I miss more than that show in the Disney parks.
Plus, like, they're not even my kids, and I see, like, your kids so young, and they're older now, and I'm like, my kids are growing up, too. We're not going to have these moments anymore.
Oh, it'll come back around. You wait.
But that's the thing. It doesn't, like, as it's gone, right? But there will be that next thing. We know it. That's what's so great about Disney. Like, they're just going to come up with something else that's going to knock us off our feet again.
Well, and the thing that replaced it made Carlos's list.
That's true. That's true. I may have been standing right in the shadow of the Millennium Falcon when I was
but there's one
tearing up.
But there's one thing. Everything you're saying right now, and it will lead, and I swear to God that they don't know which is my number one, but it's leading to the number one that I have here because, and I have to get one thing that you said, that is about an experience, an attraction that you had that we're not gonna have, and they're gonna come with another thing. And what I'm bringing now is something that I had, that I know that you had, Jason, you had, Lisa, and you too, Lou. And we're not gonna have that again. But in last episode we mentioned that. But probably in the long future, it's going to come back in a different way. And I'm talking about our kids' reactions and everything that you experience.
If he falls out of that chair, somebody go pick him up.
And everything that you experience with them. And even being a Disney maniac, crazy about Disney, before I had my kids, that my best wow moments, my reactions, best reactions were with them.
Mm-hmm.
And in simple things. And there's another coincidence there, because I'm gonna bring you a video, a really quick video, 20 seconds, of something that happened during a Christmas party, one of the Christmas party, and you have Maria. Maria now is in college, sending resumes for internships, and that's the only thing that is calling me. Pedro is already taller than me, and you're gonna see both of them, two little things dancing there, and that is wow for me, and the wow that I know that is not gonna repeat that way now, but and I hope again in the long future it's going to happen again with other kids, with our grandkids. So
Oh, good Lord.
yes, I know, but it's coming faster than we think. But I just want to share that. And look.
It's the worst show ever. Oh my God.
No, pay attention to that. It's that little guy waving like this, so he's already taller than me. Sometimes they start to get away from the Disney thing. They say no, and I'm going alone in the park, so I'm going with Candida, and they say no, not today, but there will be the times I will be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was fun.
enjoy because it's only getting better.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Xanax.
And tissues.
And depending the videos, there were some videos that it was also sponsored by Dramamine, because it's so shaky. Okay, guys, so that was our beautiful top 10. Sorry, top 3. So I'm increasing.
Close enough. It's okay.
Inflation here. I'm trying to figure out what are they. And you like that? You love that?
It was
Good.
fun. It was fun.
But
What was that?
I think it was my glass.
someone is doing them. Is it you, Jason?
What is that?
Like
I don't know what that is. What's that sound?
I'm seeing the comments here.
I saw that. So somebody said Lou reaches for the emergency fireball.
And that's one thing that I have to. I'm gonna talk about Jeremy Goff by the end of the show, but just one thing that I have to remember: Jeremy was responsible for that beautiful version of "You Have a Friend in Me" in the beginning of the show. Just I was so lost in things here that I forgot to mention at that time, but Jeremy helped us there. Jason, can you explain what's that sound?
I would love to. There we go. Okay. Hi.
You got to lean into it.
You gotta lean into it, man. What's that sound? Your and my favorite segment here on After Hours, where we will play for you a brief little sound clip from somewhere in Walt Disney World. Your job is to tell us what that sound is, where it's coming from, where you may find it in a park, in a resort, parking lot, sometimes. Put in the comments. You'll win a big, giant, sweaty hug from Puddles Kendall the next time
I'm a
Mr.
hugger,
Puddles.
it's okay.
But that would be
Lively
nice
would be
today
sweaty,
with
yeah.
the amount of echo that we're having with the loopy back thing.
It could
here.
be interesting.
Would be interesting. I know the audience is not hearing that echo, but I would see see the reactions from Lisa and Lou trying to figure out what they're hearing. Would be great. And also the balloons that you can hear behind Jason.
When they start popping.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm
let's
just
go.
glad he finally turned 11.
Let's go to the first sound in 1, 2, and 3. I'll do it again. And we'll just with a little bit more of volume. In 1, 2, and 3. Lisa and Lou were paying a lot of attention. Did you got it? Do you know already?
Are we allowed to guess?
Yeah.
I mean, you should. I mean, if you really know, you should give it a moment.
Yes, yeah.
Our friends can
That's
guess.
We
always
usually
that-
make Colin write it down and then show us.
I'm gonna go cry on some
happened.
videos
wrong.
of my kids again, and I'll just.
Just pause for a second.
Someone
You
is
can
saying
guess.
Disney Springs, Tomorrowland entryway, TTA. Mary is saying no echo for us. No, I know, but there's a lot of echo here. People
There is.
mover. It's what Ben Ackhurst is still awake. He's saying that.
All right.
TOT Jody. Also, Tomorrow and Transit Authority from Megan. TTA. Caleb is saying Japan Pavilion. Patricia is saying outside Japan. Sarah is saying People Mover. Mary T. Wells is saying Japan. Michael Riley is saying Small World. That is a mix of TTA and Japan there.
Lou, do you want to guess, or do you? I mean, you probably know.
I wrote down my answer.
Did you write it down?
I
Okay.
wrote it down.
It's
Lisa,
Is it
what about
is it
you, Lisa?
rigatoni?
Do you have an idea?
As a matter of fact, it is. It's the sound when they bring my rigatoni. It's the angels singing when they bring my rigatoni.
Eric is saying People Mover. Peter is saying not Collins ringtone. I'm still laughing.
Not
with
this
that.
time. That was last week.
So Mark Jones says if Caleb is saying Japan, so I'm going with that. Jonna
wanna show
is
him?
saying People Mover. Oh, Michael Riley is saying Rigatoni.
Kind of got it right.
Kelly is saying Epcot near Katsushi. And Jeremy is going fine. Jeremy saying the Japanese TTA.
It's new.
Okay,
Why don't
so
we show the reveal?
let's show the reveal, and then Lou will show the paper.
You already
did.
I didn't saw that. Well, no. Yep, Caleb. Caleb's always the one that.
The ringer.
Yes. Way to go.
Okay. Number 2. Ready?
Yes, just getting some comments here. Well,
Okay.
number 2 in 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I know we weren't real generous with that one.
I'll play it again in 1, 2, and 3.
That's the horn on Jason's car.
I wish, man. I
That's that's my ringtone. Do you know? Lou?
I feel like Lisa's deep in thought here.
Lisa,
Yeah, I can't
do-
face it.
I will do it again in 1, 2, and 3.
I don't want to think of one thing this could be. I don't know this.
I know, me too.
Caleb
I don't
is
think it's
saying-
right. Like my
Cal-
one thought, I think is wrong.
Yeah, like
but
the only
it's
thing I can
you play.
associate it with. I don't have any reason to.
Caleb says Storybook Circus on this one. Jeremy
That's what I was
says
thinking too.
Dumbo and Storybook. I see Mark Jones also with the Storybook Circus. Kelly Lawrence with his Toy Story Mania, which I'm terrible at, as Colin will tell you.
It's not good.
Especially with gloves on. That's another.
That's a story for another day.
I really thought it would help. Mary says Storybook Circus.
It didn't.
Oh, Eric says no idea. My mother's saying the 50s music dance marching group. And I think I know what she means, but no. Near the water play area. I thought this one. I actually thought this one would go fast.
No, that is tricky. It's tricky.
So it's not Storybook? That's the only thing I could think
It's
of.
not Storybook. You're in the right park, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So, you want to play one more time, Carlos? Let's see if.
Yes, in 1, 2, and 3.
So the teacups?
That's just cruel.
Lisa's not aware. There's something.
It's the
There's
carousel,
something
isn't it?
between teacups and Jason.
It's the carousel. Is it the carousel?
It's not the carousel.
It's not the
But that's I can.
Is it inside Pinocchio's?
What, in Disneyland?
Oh, no, like the restaurant.
Oh gosh, I haven't
guess
been
no.
there in years. No. Is there a restaurant in there? Yeah.
Jason, pay attention what Caleb said.
Let's see. Well, he said Storybook Circus. He said, I see Ben said Cavalcade. It's not Arrow Grottos. Well, could you get more I'm just kidding. That's pretty good.
Want me to reveal that?
I think you should reveal it. Yeah.
Let's go.
One of my
Caleb.
favorite
I feel like that
spots.
song's used in multiple places.
It may be. I don't know.
It was
We
great.
never said couldn't do that. Okay. Number 3. I don't see. This is going to be either really fast or
Oh,
really
nobody
hard.
will get it.
See, I think you might be wrong.
Let's see.
Okay.
So, in 1, 2, and 3.
That sounded really weird with the echo.
But there's a hint there.
There's
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything. And Lou knows already.
Lou knows already. Yeah, he got it. I saw it in reaction. In 1, 2, and 3 again. Yeah, but
I've got a
think-
guess on this one.
I think it went on the fast way.
I think it did too.
Yeah, I did.
Yes. Yes, a lot of
See?
Yes,
See?
they were fast now. It was the
The clicking noise is what got it for me.
yeah,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll reveal that. So everybody who wrote Peter Pan's Flight got it right.
This is one of those moments that Collin Kendall would kill for. Like where
Did you get stuck on it?
Yeah, they try to just stop.
Oh.
I know, and I'm thinking to
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
oh my
I've
goodness.
waited for that for
This
years.
is so wasted on me. It's so wasted on me. Yeah, yes. I love that scene.
Yep.
It was a good spot to get stuck.
Is
Yeah, see, it went fast.
It went fast. That one was really fast, and that was our very special. What that sound for the anniversary, and Caleb got it again. Got it most of that. Thank you, Caleb. And yes, guys, thank you very much. It was first of all, I have to bring some things here just to say for this episode. I need to thank Lisa and Lou. They're not only amazing friends, but they always were supporting us and helping us throughout this year. And thank you, Lou. Thank you, Lisa. You're great, and you were always helping and great. Thank you. And so starting to have the part that we say goodbye, I'll have to shine a light on the both of you. So Lisa, first you say bye to everybody, and please, I like you to share what you're doing and everything that comes from the Castle Runner and Core Memory Candles too.
First of all, I'm so proud of you guys. You've done something amazing in the last year, and it's been a really cool thing to watch take shape and to join you from time to time. And I was really honored when you asked Lou and I to join tonight for this really special 1-year anniversary. So congratulations on that. It's a huge achievement. And thank you for letting us join you. And as for me, I walked away from, corporate life a number of years ago and kind of started to rewrite our lives from scratch, which involved the move down here to Walt Disney World, where we live a little over a mile from the castle as the crow flies. And I document that journey and everything that goes with it on my blog, which is thecastlerun.com. And I'm on Facebook under that name as well, and on Instagram as The Castle Runner, where I'm very active. And of course, I also have the candle shop where I have candles, wax melts, oils, sprays, and other kind of olfactory fun things, all inspired by Walt Disney World, but meant to bring Disney into your life in a sort of subtle and aesthetically pleasing way. So you can find me there at corememorycandles.com or on the shop tab on the Castle Run website.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. And some messages here from one thing I have to thank is Maria, Ben, John, Claire. They're still watching. I think they're not going to sleep. They're not going to sleep. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Buddy Lou, it's your turn. I think some people need to know a little bit about you.
I still remember when you guys said you had this idea for a show, and you should really be very proud of what you have done. It is really hard to put yourself out there in a live video format from that very first time you turn on the camera, which is petrifying, to be able to sustain it and build and grow a community over a year plus. I give you a lot of credit for doing that. I know the work that goes into it, and there's heart and soul behind everything that you guys do. So congratulations on 1 year, and here's to 100 more. Tonight is all about you. I am honored to be here. So that's it. DiNoto Radio. Boom, done. There's my plug.
No, but I did that so beautiful card to present to here.
Let the graphics speak for itself.
Yes. Yeah, so don't, for those that are watching from, and we're not, 99% of people here knows Lou, but Lou is our friend, and actually the one that everyone here got to know each other because of Lou. So it's his fault. So, but Lou, you can find Lou in his website, loumongello.com, and actually his Instagram is Lou Mongello, and follow the WDW Radio, Clubhouse, Nation. Thank you, Lou. And
headshots by the Castle Runner LouMongello.com.
I was gonna say. I'm glad you put up the LouMongello.com because we talk about WDW radio a lot, deservingly. But the LouMongello part is super important because none of this would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally none of this.
Mm-hmm.
Not after hours, not the lunch break, like not here with the magic, none of it would have happened without Lou Mongello.
Yep.
And I know he hates this when we do this sort of thing, but here's the deal. I know we put up Choose the Good. We should also have a hashtag. It's like King of the Possible, because it's important for those of you who are out there watching this, thinking about maybe you have this dream, you have this idea, you have this thing that you've wanted to do all your life. You're not sure how to start. You're not sure where to go, who to talk to, whatever. This is the guy. Like this is the guy. If you're ever wondering, I don't know how I would start. You start with Lou. You choose the Lou. You choose the Lou. That's what you should. I'm going. Where's my GoDaddy?
You're way too kind because this was all you guys, and I'm disappointed because I thought you said King of the Pasta Bowl, and I was like, oh, that I can put on a shirt.
And the rigatoni.
But thank you, Lou. Seriously, for your friendship, for your mentorship, for actually just for quite literally making dreams come true. Mm-hmm. Really.
You're too kind, but this is all you. But I love you guys. So.
Yeah.
Collin.
I like you guys. Not
that much. Some of you more than others, right?
Collin.
No, before I dive in, I do have to give Lisa quite a bit of credit. She's been a good friend this year in a huge way for me. And some of you guys know that, some of you guys don't. But behind the scenes, she's done a lot for me this year and has been an amazing friend. So I'm gonna try not to make her cry. It's normally me on the receiving end of that, but I appreciate it, and it means more than she probably ever realizes. And buy a candle, support her. It's the best way to do it. But nonetheless, I guess I'll turn it back around so I don't make anybody feel uncomfortable. But if you want to find me, check it out on guide4www.com or on the shop itself, guide4www.com/shop, where you can pick up prints from around the parks. But you guys already know that. So go ahead, and main thing for me right now is just pushing a little bit harder on Instagram. It's at guide4www. If you can help support there, that makes a huge difference for me. Invite a friend to check out the page. I really appreciate that. But I'll stick with that for now.
No, there's another thing, buddy.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I do have a special guest joining me next week on Instagram, ironically. So Jason's going to be joining me this week for the 6th episode of Gather Round live on Instagram. And, well, he's going to if he likes to or not. He's just going to keep getting the notification.
I haven't told Marcus yet. Yes, I'm going to be there. Absolutely, I'm going to be there.
You should be there. If not, I'll fill in for somebody else.
No. I've been waiting. Man, you kept me waiting for 6 weeks.
He's saving for the special.
I was crying myself to sleep at night.
It's building up.
That was my job. Don't worry about it.
and it's amazing. The Get Around is it's an amazing show. And the first since the first one, the one with Lisa was amazing. It made me cry. Then Lou made me cry again. And then I almost cried when I went there, and it was like this. It's great.
He did. He almost cried on his own show.
It's gold right there.
Right. Works out.
Okay, Jason.
Oh, it's been a year. I can't believe it's been a year. I mean, it's
been a year too.
It's just incredible. Guys, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here with us, for tolerating us, especially me, for your friendship and for your support and for just showing up and giving us somebody to talk to about Disney stuff and stuff that's related to it. I mean, and we're so excited about the future of After Hours and our individual projects, and so excited to share it all with you. I'm just we're just getting started. I'm so excited. Okay. Here with the magic. Lunch break tomorrow. For those of you who actually don't need to sleep in after staying up all night, I'm going to be heading over to. Where am I heading? Where am I going? Oh, that's right. I'm going back to where Lisa and I. Where do we have? What's the name of the restaurant over at Old Key West? It's the Olivia's, right? Where you had that fantastic salad. You remember that salad you had? It was so good.
That salad.
And we're not gonna be having salad tomorrow, but I'm gonna be checking out the villas and I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's gonna be an activity. There's an activity planned that I haven't been able to do in a long time. We're gonna do it live with you
Hot tub
guys.
dance party?
I wasn't gonna say it, but just we'll see.
Are sandbags involved?
I hope not. Yeah, bags and heels. And then of course, the brand new video coming out this Sunday. Head on over to herewiththemagic.com, or you can go over to youtube.com/herewiththemagic. Make sure you do the subscribe thing, ring the bell, as the kids like to say, and tell a friend, bring somebody along. It'll be a blast. herewiththemagiclive.com tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be fun.
And don't forget, Jason, your morning.
My morning. I can't talk about everything.
No, but the morning minute is pretty special.
The morning minute is the morning minute for those. It's developing a bit of a cult following, which is kind of funny because it's delivering on what the original intention is to just give everyone just a little. It's like the amuse bouche of the Here with the Magic videos. It's like just a little teeny taste to start your morning off, to start your day off in a right state of mind. Kind of recenter yourself. 8 a.m. Eastern every morning over on Instagram. You can just make sure you're following Here with the Magic. It shows up on IGTV as well as in the post feed, and it also will appear after a post on Instagram on YouTube, on the YouTube channel as well. So, yeah, thanks for bringing it up. What else should we talk about while we're here?
Guys,
I like rigatoni.
Yeah, the reggaeton. I'm taking my car to Orlando tomorrow. The problem is that to get Topolino's reservation now is so difficult. But
it's hard now. Remember when you could just make one the same day and hey, you want to go to Topolino's? Oh, sure, let's go to Topolino's.
Just for the rigatoni. The rigatoni. Yes.
Can I true confession time? I've been to Topolino's at least 5 times, probably 3 of which with you guys. I've never tried the rigatoni. I know.
He's gone. Never coming back.
Hopefully he's bringing me rigatoni. I gotta
delete I take back everything.
Oh my God.
Oh
gosh.
Yes, I've gotta fix that.
Okay, let me. There's a few things just I need to bring and to thank that there was someone who actually helped me this and I have to bring the overlays here I need to give a shout out to Jeremy Goff. Jeremy Goff not only helped us with our ending song since the beginning, but actually he also helped me with the version for the video, the recap video that we did in the beginning of the show. Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy, you can watch Jeremy Goff's talk every Friday at 8 p.m. Sometimes I share with the people in Brazil and they love. What I would like to do is to thank there were several surprises for me during this year with After Hours, but the most wow and amazing thing that I had is the how many new friends that I got with this community. So thank you very much, people here in Florida, people outside Florida, people from UK, from we have friends from Australia here. So I really appreciate that. Not only that, because you guys show up in my live show in Portuguese, and I have people sending me messages in Portuguese. I'm so honored. So thank you. It means a lot to me. Means the word, and I really thank you about that. And guys, there's not much that I wanted to talk about. There's nothing to plug, to talk. It is just to thank you. Lisa, you're almost the same age as Mr. Potos, as Collin. But you
Close
are
enough, right?
That's very kind.
Lisa, you played the part of the bigger sister so fine and so perfect with us, helping not only me, no Collin, Lou, and Jason. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much. Lou, it is your fault. And
I get that a lot.
yeah. And Lou, that's once I said to you that remember the whole thing about the Little Prince, that you were responsible for those who tame. Thank you, and you brought me the opportunity to enjoy this community, to have this and have these two amazing partners. They're Collin is young, but is my older brother. And Jason sometimes plays this a little bit mean with us, but it has
a little bit.
The heart, the size of Jason's heart is something amazing. It's a huge heart. And buddies, we're just starting. That's one thing that was the rehearsal. That was the rehearsal. So on behalf of my buddies, my After Hour buddies, on behalf of Lisa DiNoto, Glassner, and Lou Mongello, I'd like to wish you all an amazing rest of the week, a magical time, and we're going to see you next week. Thank you very much.
Good night, guys.